So there you are. You've been in your producer groove, practiced those lyrics, pressed record, sang that perfect vocal, and you go back to listen to that amazing take. Then, what you hear is not those amazing vocals you expected, but instead, from upstairs, a massive toilet flush, washing away with the sound of running water all your hopes and dreams of that perfect vocal take. Well, according to Waves, there's a plugin called ClarityVx that can save that perfect vocal and keep you producing without anyone, besides you and your DAW, having a clue. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick intro to the ClarityVx plugin, show you some real life and not so real life demos, and reveal if this thing actually works. Before we get to whether it works or not, let me tell you a little bit about this plugin. It was released by the company Waves in 2022, and they say that it uses their neural network technology to filter unwanted noise from audio tracks. And if you don't know what a neural network is, think of it like a robot that learns how to do a certain task by recognizing patterns in different data sets that you give it. In this case, what Waves likely did was give audio files both with and without noise to the neural network, and it figured out how to turn poor quality audio with noise into something that's much more clean. It is supported for Mac, both Intel-based and Apple Silicon, and is also supported for Windows. It's usable in Logic Pro, Pro Tools, FL Studio, and a host of other DAWs. It gets an average of 4 out of 5 stars on multiple storefronts. A notable trend in some of the lower reviews is that people still say there are some artifacts in their audio tracks after using this plugin, and also that the maturity of the technology just isn't quite there yet. Folks who love this plugin, though, say that the maturity of the technology is definitely better than previous Waves plugins used for similar purposes. They also say things like, there's no need to buy expensive microphones if you're using this plugin. As for the interface, it definitely gives off some cool AI vibes with geometric patterns in the center and then a waveform on the right. It's super simple to use, so even if you're a new beginner, you won't be intimidated by using this on one of your tracks. They say all you have to do to use this plugin is choose the neural network that best fits the unwanted noise that you have on your track, and then turn the dial in the center until the noise goes away. Okay, so now you know a little bit about this plugin. So let's answer the question, does this thing actually work? To answer that question, we need to put this thing to the test. First, let's start off by testing it against something you'd find in the average home, say an air purifier. All right, air purifier, let's turn this thing on, full blast. All right, here we go. When the noise comes knocking, the sound starts popping and they're all messing up my tracks. Could there be another way? Can a plugin save the day and clean the mess that makes my audio a wreck? Could that be ClarityVx? That's enough of that. Next up, if you've ever recorded in a basement, you've probably had this happen to you before. You start recording, singing the vocal, it's going really well, and then your kids decide it's time for a dance party right above you, and they start ruining your track, and you're only left with one option: to go upstairs and dance with them, leaving your wasted track behind. Let's see how this thing stacks up against the kids. When the noise comes knocking, the sound starts popping, and they're all messing up my tracks. Could there be another way? Can a plugin save the day and clean the mess that makes my audio a wreck? Could that be ClarityVx? Alright, last up, let's try this thing against a chainsaw. Don't ask me why you'd ever want to use one of these in your studio while you're recording, but just in case. When the noise comes knocking, the sound starts popping and they're all messing up my tracks. Could there be another way? Can a plugin save the day and clean the mess that makes my audio a wreck? Could that be ClarityVx? Don't try this at home, kids. Okay, let's sum this all up. First, the air purifier. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. I feel like it did a great job at filtering that out and still preserving the quality of my vocal, like there wasn't an air purifier in the room. Next, the kids. I give this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Last up, the chainsaw. I give this one a 1 out of 5 stars. But let's be honest, that was just for fun anyway. You're not really gonna have a chainsaw next to the microphone in your studio. So, what's been my experience playing around with this plugin? Honestly, I love the simple interface. I think it's very intuitive, and I especially like the hints they gave me for choosing which neural network to use based on the type of noise that I had on my track. As for how well it does, I definitely think this plugin does a great job at filtering out constant broad spectrum noise like air conditioners, air purifiers, lawn mowers, things like that. It does a good job at preserving the quality of your vocals while also filtering out all that noise from your track. For more acute noises like the kids thumping or the chainsaw or other things like that, it's really going to be situation dependent, and I definitely think that this is something you should have in your toolkit in the event that you might want to save a track you weren't able to record multiple times, or you don't have the opportunity to go back and record again. So as a last ditch effort to try to save something, I definitely think it's worth a shot. It might not make your track immaculate, but it may just be the thing you need to save that perfect vocal. Real quick, if you're new to the world of plugins and you'd like to learn more about them and get some recommendations for both paid and free plugins, I have an ultimate plugin directory guide in the description below, so check that out. And if there's any other plugins you'd like me to review, please let me know in the comments and I'll get to those.